Hello, it's Crypto CJ. It's the trade of the day, Thursday afternoon slash Friday morning or afternoon edition, depending on where in the world you are. It's Friday morning for me, Thursday afternoon or evening for my US friends, and the market's just been kind of confusing. Bitcoin is at 96.5 at the moment, and the news has been pretty good, so that's been frustrating. We're in the bull market, the news is good. Why isn't Bitcoin shooting up? So, and taking the altcoins with it. That's been just one of those weird times where things are kind of chaotic. So most of my day trading has gone well this week. I'm in one trade now that's not. And then Bitcoin has been hanging around like 96.5 and showing mostly green on the chart with that and other altcoins, but not much, like 0.5%, that kind of thing. So we're just sort of cruising sideways at the moment. Let's go to the charts, check it out. Okay, you should be seeing the Bitcoin day chart.
Yep.
Thank you. And yeah, trending down the last few days. We did break up to 102 on Monday. Talked about that on that Zoom call, but didn't hold and drifting down since then. So that's disappointing. I don't have Ethereum up here. I should. Let's look at that too. Because when Ethereum takes off, that should bring the altcoins with it. And I was going through my X posts and some of the emails I subscribe to. The news is good. There's XRP and Solana ETFs being proposed, um, some reasonable regulation that the industry has wanted in the US being proposed, and all this should be bullish and pushing things up, but it's just not working out that way. Okay, Ethereum is at just below 2,700 on the day chart. It's below all the moving averages, below the 20, the 50, and the 200. So that's not good. On Sunday, it plunged below 2,500, then bounced back up pretty quickly. Most of the coins look like that. We talked about that on Monday. Um, so I got into a couple ladder buys on some swing trades that went from short term to long term unintentionally. That's a bummer when that happens, but it does. But if you look at the my watch list, it's a lot of green in here. It's almost entirely green, but not big numbers. They're below 1%, a lot of them, so below 2%. So the market should have a green day today, but I don't know if it'll be significant. Um, well, that's about all I have for the markets overall. Anyone else want to jump in, add something? Any wild prognostications or news things that I haven't talked about?
I mean, I think people are still a little traumatized by the 50 billion liquidation event.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
unless people had money on the side, they're kind of just waiting to see if their own money bounces back, or at least the smaller traders for sure. But as a community, we do make up a piece of it.
hmm
So
Yeah, we're the
that's my
retail
thought.
traders.
Right.
The knowledgeable, hopefully knowledgeable retail traders. And
And I know that, was that you who talked about Eric Trump? Eric Trump put out a tweet saying it's a good time to buy Ethereum.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if I talked about that, but yeah, I did see that tweet from him, and I'm not sure how much of a crypto expert we think he is, but that was a good shout out for Ethereum, and I don't know
I
if it
wonder though, like if they
helped
can
that
be
much.
playing with us a little bit, like they want to get out, so they tell us to buy, and we
Yeah,
listen.
tell us
You
to buy,
know,
or he's in a short position or something like that. Yeah, that's possible.
so.
a little cynical, Summer Rose, but
Uh-oh, uh-oh. Well, you know who I'm talking about here.
yeah, but could be. And then on my X post, yeah, Utah's bill to have a Bitcoin reserve. Some states are passing bills to have Bitcoin reserves. And then there was something with MicroStrategy, the rebranding, just calling their business strategy with the Bitcoin symbol in it. So, yeah, most of the news is good. Well, Summer might be right. Maybe there's still some hangover effect from that dump we had on Sunday and Monday. Um,
I
and
mean,
the
I
good
was told
news,
like 10 billion would have been a huge liquidation event, and 50 billion was just traumatic.
yeah,
So
crazy people trading big leverage on uh, on Bitcoin and altcoins. I do a little bit of that, but certainly not in the billions.
not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
The other side of my cynicism, right?
There you go.
Idealism.
Hey, lots of isms today. All right, well, let's see if we can make some money this week and weekend using Altcoin Alert to find some coins. So I'm gonna head over there and refresh my page, get the most current information. My easy mode is off, and I'm on the altcoin radar. I'll do my first sort with the AA score. And got a couple, I'm looking for values 80 and higher and only three. And there are a couple smaller coins. I looked up IQ and Bitcoin Gold. Neither of them have much in the way of um of volume. Uh, and dog
Carol's got
good.
a question in the chat.
Okay, let's bring that up. All right, Daryl's asking, I'm curious about the partnership with SHIB and the Arab Emirates government. I had not heard about that, Daryl. So that could be useful. These are the kind of partnerships I'm looking for and that you will hear from through the SigDev portion of Altcoin Alert. I don't talk about that much because I use this mostly for technical trading, but I have had some successful trades in the past in the following some of those SigDevs when there's a coin linked to something that's well known. Government would certainly count. Um, that's something you may want to look at and maybe put a small amount on it and see what happens. So, SHIB and the Arab Emirates government. That could be worth I'm not trading advice, but that could be worth getting into. So, thanks for bringing that up, Daryl. All right, so let's go back to see where was I on. Okay, altcoin alert. I didn't really see anything in the altcoin the AA scores. I looked at IQ briefly, but it wasn't on very many. Actually, it was on. It's confusing this with something else. Okay, it's on a lot of foreign exchanges and it's on crypto.com. We can look at that there. Yeah, the low volume. There it is right there. There's a lot of small horizontal lines, which means no one's making trades in that time zone for that time period. So since we're on it, on my day trading setup, this looks pretty good. Hasn't quite broken the 20 yet, but if it does, could get in right about here and then ride this back up to the red zone, which would be 30%. That'd be amazing day trade. Maybe a little more cautious in this area. I don't even know to call this resistance. Just to the red zone's 30%. So if you are so inclined, you could set an alert on the RTI, right click on this, add an alert, crossing up on the 20, And name for the alert, I usually use my information source, so it would be AA score. TradingView will remember something if you put it in there enough. Notifications, notify on my app on my phone, so on my smartphone. Toast notification, pop up on my computer screen. Play sound also on my computer screen, and there's a lot to choose from. So that's how you do an alert on TradingView. That's not enough volume for me. I'm usually looking for something that's got 5 million or more daily volume. You can find that on the actual exchange. But when I see charts like this, that tells me that there's not much volume going on. Okay, can look at this also as a swing trade. And let's go to that layout. Volume looks pretty bad on the hour chart too. So I'm still using supply and demand visible range for support and resistance, then super trend for entries and alerts, and Trendilo LSMA for um, confirmation. Now we're coming out of the green zone, the support area. The LSMA is green, but we don't have oh yeah, we had a buy signal here a little earlier. So if you took this as a swing and rode this back to where it was 27 days ago at 68%, but I don't know if I want to be in trade that long. I'd be more inclined to look at this resistance here, maybe get out around 25%, mitigate that risk a bit. Any questions on IQ as a swing trade? Okay. Let's go back to Altcoin Alert and do another sort. Social activity is another one I like, and I match it up with trading activity. And this tends to generate more options. Terra Luna. Um, there was something I traded. Yeah, Quantum. Quantum is here. XYO. XYO is on Coinbase. Quantum I traded yesterday on a foreign exchange. Look at XYO. That's something my American friends can trade on Coinbase. And it's on other exchanges as well. And the volume looks pretty good, at least on this chart. But this one's been trending up pretty well, broke above the 80 on the RTI, so that's not really where we want to get in, where we want to get in. We want that pullback, at least down to the 50 here on the RTI, and then maybe get in ideally down to the green zone or the 20. So if you want to get in a little earlier on the 50, you can cross over on the 50, just choose that option. Crossing up. Once per bar close, we'll leave it on all day. Custom name, social activity sort. And notifications, whatever you want for that, and click create. You're good to go on that alert. So wait for that pullback, get in, and then ride it back to the retrace area. So we've got two hits here on this red zone. So it wouldn't surprise me if it dipped back down to, say, this yellow line and then come back up. Now you're looking at double digits on a day trade is amazing. So we love that.
Can you just short that if you think it's going to go back down?
You can, if it's on an exchange you can short and get on. So yeah, here's some perpetual contracts on Gate.io, Uniswap even. And I'm not seeing it on any other exchange that allows shorting. I'm not that familiar with Oblofin is something you can maybe short it on. And I don't think that requires KYC, but I haven't used it very much. I've used it a little bit, not enough to recommend it.
And Femex? I don't know
Um,
if it's
uh,
on Femex
don't
because I
see it on
could short on
Phemex,
Femex.
but yeah, you might want to look for it there. Um, this isn't always the most current information, so
I'll take a peek.
all right. So let's go over to the swing trade layout. I think we're going to be up in the higher range, and we are on the 1 hour. Let's look at the 4 hour. And while I have this, if this bar from Zoom gets in your way, you can click on it and move it around. So I just moved it a little bit out of the way. And we're towards the recent high. And I want to go to the 4 hour chart. Yeah, that was a 4 hour chart. The day chart. Okay, we're not at the all-time high, which we had in December, around 4 cents. Right now we're at about 2.2 cents. But I'm not sure if you guys want to wait, 60 some days to get back to where it was. Yeah, I'm not quite that patient, but you guys might be. So that would be a longer swing trade than I would want to do. But that's your option there on XYO. Probably wait till you get that buy signal on the super trend, no matter what time frame you choose. Right click here on the super trend, add an alert. If you want to catch it both directions, you can leave it here on the direction change. If you want to go long, choose the buy. I think that was social activity. And probably do a different sound, like handbell. It's my go-to swing trade alert sound. But probably not going to take that one myself. Don't like that setup. It's too takes too long. All right, any questions on XYO? Okay, let's see what else we can find. That was social activity sort. I looked at 1 hour projected range, didn't really see anything useful there, or short-term sentiment, but long-term had a few options. We're going to match long-term sentiment up with elder impulse hourly. So what people are talking about online, matched up with technical indicator, and got some things showing. Oh, sorry, elder impulse daily and long-term sentiment. So these two next to each other. And we've got not much. I had a couple before. I guess they've changed. So when that happens, this is a little riskier, but I'll flip the sort and choose some bearish pairs. Since I'm trading on a foreign exchange both directions, I don't mind taking shorts. And then this also tells me coins that have been beaten down could be due for recovery, though. And sometimes they're beaten down, they never come back. So keep that in mind when you use this sort. We got a few options here: RSR, ETC, Harmony, Ocean. These are all coins I traded. Um, EGLD, Maker, Curve I like, Access, Atom and Dash are older projects. And Atom's been taking a beating last year or two. XPS. So there's a few to choose from. Let's look at RSR. think that's on my list. There we go. Oh, that worked. RSR on the 15-minute chart, it's hovering below the 20 at the moment, so it's due to break up. So I'm going to set the alert I usually set. Add an alert on the RTI. I'm going to choose entering a channel. That'll give me alerts in both directions. So there's 80 on top, 20 on the bottom. Once per bar close. It's long-term sentiment. And yeah, I'll go ahead and take that one. So this will let me know if it breaks back up above the 20. We've come close to it twice, but it hasn't broken up yet. Well, it did nudge above here, so we got faked out on this one yesterday afternoon. We'll see if another one comes up and gets this party started for RSR. A reasonable take profit would be here. Actually, this area here on the yellow line should be around 5.5%. Up here, around 980 would be close to 9%. And then the red zone as a take profit would be 11%. All these are really good day trades. If it, makes it up there in a day, it might take two. But really good retrace potential on this one. So might want to check it out. All right, let's see. We look for one more on Altcoin Alert. That was the flip sort. ETC or Harmony. I was hoping ENS would show up, Ethereum name something. I've traded that off and on past 6 months. EGLD, Maker, Curve. Yeah, I like Curve. Let's look at Curve. All right. Yeah, I think we're going to see the same setup. It's taking this dip below the 20. So I'm going to set this one up. Trading a channel. And if you're trading on spot, then you're going to choose crossing up on the 20 or the 50. But if you want to trade both directions, this is the way to do it. All right. But if you want to catch that 20, right click, crossing up on the 20. The rest is the same as I just showed you. So those are the options. And it's had a little bit of success on the 50, but the 20 seems to be the better entry on curve. So, and let's look at this as a swing. And it looks pretty good setup about to happen on the swing side. It's coming out of the green zone, but we still have a sell printed and we still have a red Trendilo LSMA. So most likely the buy signal triggers around here, and you have resistance here at 13.5%, in the red zone, 49%, but it could take 5 days or so. Right click on this, choose the buy, and leave that on only once. Long-term sentiment. Notifications, I'm gonna go with handbell. And when this triggers, I will look at the market overall and see if that's something I want to get into. And make sure you have your Trendilo LSMA going your direction. green in this case to for confirmation. So, any questions on curve? All right. Well, guys, that's about all I have for what I was going to show. Are there any coins you want to look at or have any questions on, how I trade, the indicators I'm using, things like that?
Definitely gonna send you that email so I can get your indicator set up.
All right.
Planning on doing that, so I will do that.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
All right. I will. Okay. I'm getting some stuff in the chat. So Mark is asking about XCN. Let's look at XCN. All right. XCN is more popular than I realized. It's on a lot of foreign exchanges. It's on Kraken and Coinbase too. But it looks like the others that we talked about. So it's a day trades below 20 on the RTI. You can set up one of those crossing 20 alerts like I showed you earlier. If you want to do a swing trade on this, it's in the negative at the moment. You want to set an alert on your SuperTrend and get that buy signal going. So when that triggers, it's got some momentum and it's look for the Trendilo LSMA for confirmation. When and if that happens, probably happen around here. And you've got resistance in this area around 3 cents for about a 15% profit. Again here for 23%. And then the red zone, the bottom of it's around 25%. So those would all be reasonable take profits on a swing trade on XCN. So thank you for that. Let's look at the chat again.
I know I always want to know about XRP personally.
Okay, actually, this made my list, I think on Tuesday or Wednesday. Looks pretty similar to XCN. So the swing trade setup is the same as I just showed, and I think the day trade is going to look pretty similar. It's broken above. Yeah, it's been a fake out, fake out, fake out multiple times, so it hasn't had the strength really push past 20 up into the 50 area on the RTI, but this has potential. And if you got in, yeah, if you set the alert on the 20 and it broke above and actually had some momentum, you get in probably around here. You'd have resistance here at around 4.5%, in the red zone up around 7%. Might take more than a day. Might take 2 or 3 days to get up there, but those areas would still be really good profits on your day trade. So XRP, like most of the coins we've looked at, has taken a dip and hasn't quite recovered, so it's due. Okay, any questions on that one? All right, thank you, Summer. Anyone else?
H bar.
H bar. You keep saying that. You keep doing this after I stop the share, so that's okay. Just a couple clicks. H bar. Man, I used to trade. That's one of the first coins I traded a lot back in 2020. All right, H bar. Yeah, it looks the same as the others. It's dipped below the 20, came up a couple times, but didn't sustain it. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do my alert on this. If you haven't noticed, now that I'm in Asia and this is 8 in the morning for me, uh, this is what I usually do for my day trading setup. So enter a channel, 80 on top, 20 on the bottom, once per bar close, custom name, summer, rose, suggestion.
I made
Congratulations,
it
you
on
made
screen.
trading view.
Woohoo!
And go with 3 notes reverb and click create, and I'm good to go. And some stuff coming in the chat. Um, okay, Mark's asking, am I living in Asia or vacationing? I'm a digital nomad, and this is an area I'm investigating. So I'll go back to the US probably in May and then make a decision if I'm gonna make a more permanent move here or not. And then Daryl's asking about Aave, so we'll look at Aave real quick.
And Swift is also there. We look at Swift?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
All right, Aave is looking the same as the others we've looked at, hanging around below the 20 on the RTI. So
It's a sleepy market.
it is going sideways. Add alert on the RTI, enter a channel, 80 on top, 20 on the bottom. You guys are just giving me stuff to look at. Custom name, Mark H suggestion. And click create. So my alert's ready to go. Got my rectangle.
The
And
Swift.
well, we'll look at this as a swing and then we'll look at Swift. Yeah, this looks like the others we've looked at too. So um, you might want to set your alert on SuperTrend on the buy side or the direction change, either one. And then you can go with once per bar close or just do it once. And then notifications as you see fit. Okay. Well, I went through Aave pretty quickly, but it does have retrace potential to the red zone. So if you got in now and then it took a turn, resistance here around 14%, and then the red zone up here around 32%, both would be outstanding swing trades. What's the ticker for Swift? Summer?
I didn't ask for it. I guess Mark was asking about Swift. But that's WFT, looks like. Maybe
Okay.
not.
Maybe I was right. Yeah, it's only on the pancake swap, so let's look at it. Okay, Mark says that's it.
Oh, there was one other coin.
Big pump here. I almost never,
Whoa.
so up to 52 cents from 28. That's quite a move. It's probably too late to get into this. You might, if you feel strongly about it, maybe put a small amount in, hold some back. I like to see the retraces on these big pumps before I get in, but that's up to you. As a day trade, it's probably going to be played out. It doesn't have enough history to really give us an RTI. Well, the RTI, there's a little bit there. It broke above, it's well above the 80. So maybe a dip down to 50 would be the way to go on this one. All right.
What about Rune?
Rune. I like Rune a lot. It's a day trading coin. Okay. A little bit better than some of the others we've looked at. It's above the 20 at the moment, but it hasn't broken above the 50 the last few attempts. So keep that in mind. If you got in now, it did go your way. There's some resistance at around 5%. And then the red zone, almost 13%. Both would be really good day trades. So yeah, these are all potentially good entries for the dip and retrace approach, but will it keep dipping? That's the question. Probably want to go in small and keep some funds for additional purchases if it goes against you. That's what I would do with that. And then on a swing trade, it's in a little better shape than some of the others we've looked at. Hasn't dipped as much, but still got to sell printing. You got in now and got a little lucky. There's a resistance here around 145 for 16%. And the red zone starts here at 32%. Could take a week or so to get up that far. So Rune has potential.
And then
Okay.
Quant, the QNT.
Quant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this will be the last one I look at. So
All right. I didn't know if
I've
you were
got
hungry for some ideas.
I've got just have happen to have plans today. So
Gotcha.
Quant is on Coinbase. I kind of got burned on this one in 23. Uh, but yeah, let's look at that chart. All right, it's below the 20, about to break back up. Got in now, and it went your way. Yeah, resistance around here, about 5%, and then to the red zone, 8%. Both good day trades, so looks good to me. And on the swing trade side, which is probably more what I would do with it, hasn't we got a green candle, a couple green candles coming out of the green zone. Resistance here at 14%, and then the red zone up to about 30%. So both really good swing trade exits. And then just set your alert here on the super trend and look for that confirmation. And Mark's asking what's your sense about when the market heats up again. I'm kind of confused on why it hasn't already. So I think it should be soon, but because there's just been too much good news, but maybe not quite enough to offset the bad news we had earlier in the week uh, with the political unrest and tariffs and things like that that could negatively affect the economy overall. I'm not going to go into that too much, but the good news I discussed earlier in this program that should eventually kick in and push this market up. We'll see. I don't really have a good idea of when, but for
Do you
my
think more
approach,
trading? Sorry.
go ahead, Summer.
I was going to say, do you think more trading happens on the weekends, being that,
No, there's
stock
less
market
trading.
close?
There's less trading on the
Less.
weekends.
Hmm.
The volumes are lower, so I don't trade on weekends very often. It's too unpredictable. But when the show is on a Friday, I used to have a Friday short. Uh, and that would often, well, I think more often than not go my way due to the lower volume. So
Hmm.
now that I'm on Thursday, I don't do it anymore, but you may want to look for a short on Friday uh, to
The
take
Friday
advantage of that,
payday
something like that.
and Friday payday, you don't think that's much affects things, huh?
Not really in crypto. And
Gotcha.
Mark is chiming in. He likes to short on weekends, so we're agreed on that.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up here. You guys are a little chattier than I thought. I appreciate the participation though. So good stuff. And we'll see you again on Monday. Have a good week and weekend. If you're watching this
Yeah.
on the replay, I'd rather see you live, but check out the opportunities in the pinned comment that help fund the channel. See you next time.